Hello. In this session, I'm going to theory craft the value that you can get from at least passive tree. The reason why I'm doing this is that I'm doing SSF essence elementalist SSF EA ballista elementalist run with essence as the default strategy. So I want to see. Of course, the reason why we want to use essence is that you can use it to craft gear you use in SSF. That is recommended by a lot of people. But the question is how valuable the Atlas passive trees points are, and whether it worth to doing it without doing the Atlas passive with the Atlas points. So my methodology was I did this the new iteration. So I was thinking something before, but then decided to scratch and start over. So let's get into it. So basically, we get it from here. So essence tree, I will basically just do the same thing. That's I grab the bare minimum of the points. That's to enable the essence, and the net in total it's 34 points. It's useless in the SSF scenario because you are passing through, especially at the league start points. But it's not that helpful in terms of there are some like useless points. So for the time being, I will just include them all. But this is just a reference. I'm not calculating points per value per point because that is basically there's a player called like a path of Matthew, so Matt H. So he has been account banned because some stupid reason, but he did some really good work to calculate that kind of thing. So that is, of course, we need a real life data point to support that. I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to, because it's based on the market value, but instead I'm just doing the static analyze, seeing that if with 34 pounds invested in, so how much time value you can get. So I already done like two parts that I'm interested in right now. So they are the methodology is like this. So basically, I separate them into two sections. One is how much more value you can get, and what kind of a chance you can get. These are calculated differently because the chance is something that you can get multiple essence, but you cannot get multiple expedition in a map. Basically, this is something that you have to invest those points anyway, because without them, in the league start SF scenario, you won't be able to do the contents at all, right? So basically, if you want to do it, you have to have something like this before. The same thing goes with expedition. Even you don't invest those points, but you still want to put the chances here so that otherwise you just don't get scarab. And at least in the early league start scenario. So in terms of calculating the chance is pretty straightforward, right? So it's just one additional, that's a +1. If the baseline is 0.08, then that could be like 12 more time 12 times the value. But if you like have a second, you have baseline 3 point something, and then it's just 20% of value. So let's just ignore this part, and the value part is something that you just put all the components together. So in essence case, it's something like per essence like encounter, you have additional essence plus the remnant of corruption plus some item, and the additional essence is something like this. For the remnant of corruption, I value it as 0.5, the normal essence you would have, which was I did some like research on the tree side, and it was like 1 chaos value, and the good high tier will be like maybe 3 or 4. So 0.5 is kind of like on the upper side, but it's on average I think it's something that is going to be close. And here the essence, the item with with the item with essence mods, that's the value is almost 0. I don't know if you have some way to set up your load filter to make them like valuable, but yeah, I don't think it's worth it. So I mean, I don't think it serves any purpose. So the value is 0. And to duplicate, because it doesn't duplicate all the time, so give it 0, 8, 0.8, but it could be 0.9. And the no release, I think basically it doesn't really matter that much. So it's again 0 value. And then like the tier, you have one tier higher, that's at least 1%, 1% more. So if we put them together, the number is 576% of more value. So that is essence. And for expedition, so per encounter we get all these things all together. So I add all this number together. And how many you can get is basically based on the runic marker and the chest. And this are involved relativist radius and the replacement range. So it could be 0.5. If or it could be like like less than that if depends on layout. So I just give them like 20% more. I don't know how fair it is. And for live missing is absolutely like a 0 value in it. So yeah, I'll get it, give it 0 value. So if you are really interested in the value per points, you can just remove these things, from the calculation. But for now, I just add it as a as a bring this effort in terms of the calculation. So the conclusion, for example, is that if you don't invest your points in essence, then you probably don't want to do essence at all. Even you just enable one free essence, because that's just way fewer value than you can get if you put all the investment in. But for the expedition, it's different. So actually, the calculation is not really finished. So the live meeting slower, these kind of things, they have 0 value. And we also have like a dannig and a tujen chance. So dannig plus dannig, what's his name? Dannig plus tujen. So yeah, actually I was wrong. So this should be like at least well, at most I think 100% more value, because Rogue actually does something in the expedition. Even like the beach and the Goblin beach. So like she gives you some like levels 86 bases. So yeah, maybe like 1 is a little bit too much. So maybe like 0.8 or yeah, it's hard to evaluate here. Let's just get it here. So plus tujen and life missing plus slower. That is actually like the negative value. So like travels slower. How does that work? I never really use that point, but I assume it's going to be 0 value. I need to check, look it up later. And if you put all these numbers together, then this would be 4.86. Not too bad at all. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so in this case, again, so if you enable the expedition either from Scarab or from the from the nodes, you like you will lose a lot of values. So probably it doesn't worth to do it. Yeah, and for some other things, I think it should be similar. So these are the things that I wanted to calculate. What else I can call it? Oh, maybe harvest. Harvest is something that is definitely not, not not very useful in the SSF scenario. But let's still do the calculation. So it was how many points different here? But we need to grab this anyway, so I'm going to do this. So these are the harvest nodes, and it takes a little bit longer to pass through. So basically, again, this is not something you really want to do with League-Star SSF. So you, of course, you want to use yellow. So this is totally not SSF at all. But let's just do some calculation because why not? So harvest. So we have 52 points invested, and I don't know how much value it is for now. And the chance is going to be harvest. It's going to be 50% chance. So it's 50% more chance. And let's calculate the value. So basically you have like so life force quantity, and you also have a tier 4. This should be add, I think. This is addition because this is per encounter. This is per encounter. Yeah, this is definitely. No, this is multiply because life force already also for this, and I mean also the tier 4 is also multiplied by the quantity multiplier, and 10% not bad. And this is a multiplier, not built, and 6% duplicate. All these multiply with each other, and so plant has chance to duplicate monsters, and monsters has 10% to duplicate life force. So that should do you add? So let's say you drop 100%, and then the quantity is changed to like something percent, and then it got duplicated. Yeah, so it's another duplicate. So duplicate monster and duplicate life force. The duplicate monsters and duplicate life force. I think the number is going to be close. Oh, for the. So and additional harvest. Additional harvest is yeah, you multiply them together. So additional harvest and experience, it's a 0 basically, and 10% will spawn additional monster, and 3% additional monster, duplicate monster. So this is a duplicate monster and additional monster. So this should be addition. And 30% increase to like T3. So per encounter, you multiply all this together, so it should be multiply. And then you have 50% reduced chance. No. So it should be like this. So it should be reduced chance of the other kind of reduced chance. So basically this is the reduced chance multiplier. like purple and and blue. So you put those together, and let's see what numbers it's going to be like. So life force quantity is 1.08, and tier 3 is 30%. 30%, I think the value, of course, is going to be like fewer than 30% considering all the other parts, but it will be close. So I give it 20% for now. And tier 4, it's tier 4 is definitely not 50% more value, because then it will be the chance of tier 4 is so low that you barely notice it. I think it's 0.1 value. Actually, for tier 3, I think it's not that much value. And duplicate monster. Duplicate monster is 0.06, and the additional monster is going to be 10%. And duplicate lifers is going to be 0%. And duplicate life force. Duplicate life force. Where's duplicate life force? I'm trying to find here. So 0.1%, yeah. And additional harvest, like by average, let's say if it's 4, then 50% is going to be like 50% is going to be like maybe 25% value. No, so if you got so you increase from 4 to 5, then it's 2%. And the reduced chance that is going to be like very close to double the value, depends on whether they are legal starting or not. So, but consider that it'll give you like 0.8, but actually that's a lot of value if you do the trade. But again, the manual value actually will change, will even decrease if you use the sextant. So the value is actually not that much. Actually, I don't know even it's worth 6%, 60%, maybe even less. And then like it's 0. If you put those number together, then it's going to be like 4.8 8636. Say 36. So it's very close to Expedition. I think probably that is how they design the game, which is around 5 times of the value that you just put all the points in on that. And this is, yeah. Is there any other like thing that I want to see? Like a blight, we know that the blight in the map is going to be a lot, so we know that for blight the nodes are very useful. And we know that, but what about ritual? Metamorph visits this crab mechanism. Well, ritual is sort of like crab mechanism as well, so we don't need to do the calculation to see whether it's worth doing it or not. Legion. I don't see Legion. So this is Legion chance. And well, it's not really, we don't really need it because the Marquette, it's going to be like a lot of value as well. And Additional Warhol, I don't know how much value that is. So this is definitely the main value you want to get. In the general and the I don't think this is the most important thing. 0.2. This is basically 100% multiplied by 0%, 0.2, and that is going to be 20. So 20% of the value. And this is the encounter. And this is basically not really that useful. Yeah, this is very hard to calculate, so I'm not gonna do the calculation here. Basically, this like the Legion thing is yeah, I don't really know how much and how the multiplier will be calculated, and I think probably it's worth to, yeah, there's a lot of nodes that you want to invest in if you want to do it. For Bleach, it's yeah, same thing. For Alva, yeah, you have to invest in this. It's no need to calculate without this. Basically, it's a zero reason to do it without the passives. For Delirium is still a bit different because with Delirium, you don't really get, if you are doing like for daily orbs, so this actually is pretty bad. So the chance to get the daily orb, to get the like the cluster and the boss, they don't have a lot of value. So these are kind of a must for some builds to run the daily mirror, and none of this really matters in terms of daily orbs. So probably this is the only thing matters in terms of daily orb on this node. And other than that, all these are pretty bad. I just tried basically daily orb never really drops in the counter. So whenever you see like have additional daily orb, that you need to be very cautious about it, because you don't know the, if you don't know the base percentage, something you do, for example, like for all the league mechanisms by default is 8%, you know that. But for like the chance to drop a daily orb, you don't know how much it is. So like even like double the chance, the price is still going to be really low. So you just have to try to find it. And the funny thing is about the ritual, actually the node doesn't really do much. Yeah. So yeah, this is the main. Yeah, this is the. So actually, I think it's good for me to do this calculation, because I was thinking expedition it's just worth doing regardless whether you invest your points in there or not. But now it turns out to be not really the case. So probably even the expedition, if I don't invest the points, I should block it, which sounds really weird. But if you are not relying on the scarab, then just focus on things that the mechanism that you put the points in, and in that case, you don't waste your time doing it. So yeah, this is some very funny, very interesting conclusion, and it's even useful for myself. So thank you for watching, and I will explain how my process is how good or bad it is in terms of my SSF year ballista. So where's my, yeah, so yeah, so I spent like I finished story the campaign under, well, a little bit more than 7 hours, but yeah, so it's I just the clan crashed after I entered the first just finished the first trial, so the overall time should be less than 7 hours. But yeah, this is the first time I run properly run ball build, so yeah, I think it's not too bad. So yeah, this is something that some calculation, some calculation about how useful at plus passive point passives are. And the conclusion is very useful. Wide running mechanisms without points invested. Something about SSF is that it may worth to skip some of the less valuable points. For example, if you look at this, for if it's zero value, of course you will skip this, and if it's duplicate and not release, well, it's the same points, so same nodes doesn't really matter. And for tier is super important, and that's why for essence you kind of want to always invest in sim. And for the expedition, like this is very important, and this is a really good improve of quality of life improvement. But it's it's a little bit questionable, like whether you want to put all the points in. If you want to cut, they are probably the points you want to cut first. You just grab the most valuable items, and yeah, same thing goes to like harvest, they are pretty even. So if you skip some of it, they just have very similar 0.1, 0.2, a lot of multipliers here. Yeah, so actually they are pretty good at the design of the numbers. I'll give them that. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they've done their number right. So the theory kind of reflects the reality. So yeah, that means I'm not too off the record. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.